Hello Internet, this is SaR Mortinian with the SaR Podcast. We are finally live despite a lot of troubles which we'll get into in a minute. This is my channel where we're hosting it, and you can watch my other YouTube videos. I do gameplay and loot crates and all sorts of weird things, and you can find me on Twitter and Facebook at SaR Mortinian.
Howdy, folks. I'm SaR Tree God. You see me every week, so you know where I am. I have a channel here on YouTube, SaR Tree God. I have a Facebook page, SaR Tree God. I will never have a Twitter. You can burn in hell. And, that's me. You know me.
And I'm SaR Thorin. You can find me in these guys' videos. That's about it for me right now. Yeah, that's about it. I have a YouTube channel. Check it out if you want.
Mi nombre es Timoteo Montego. Yo quiero Taco Bell. My name is Tim. I just started with these guys. They're all pretty okay. I'm here to make people laugh.
And we appreciate it. So we are the SaR Podcast, and Balrogs ain't got nothing on us. So, we have a list of topics.
Yeah, they don't.
We have a list of topics to discuss today that is as reconstructed as I can get it after my computer had to forcibly restart while I was trying to fix the internet thing. But the first topic we're going to have today is about how much Time Warner Cable sucks as an internet service provider.
You are actually doing that. That's great.
Oh, I am actually doing that. This is like the 5th time it is screwed with the podcast, and I am done with it. I hate them so much. And the only
I actually Googled their slogan, and it's Time Warner, we suck nuts.
That would not surprise me at all.
Direct from the company.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
True story.
Google it, dude, if you don't believe me.
But no, I can't even remember how many times Time Warner has either screwed with the podcast or one of our recording sessions. They want to destroy the SaR crew. I'm convinced of this. And the worst part is they're the best internet you can get in Lexington.
Saboteurs.
I will pay like any other good internet service provider to come out here. I will pay them for their service. I will pay them way more than I'm paying Time Warner. That's fine. I hate these people so much.
Authorized retailer? That's a boring slogan.
Yeah. Did you read there's an asterisk, and then the fine print says we suck nuts.
I did see the asterisk, actually. By the way, we suck nuts.
We're not very good at that.
We're just being upfront about this.
So I'm on their website, and to add premium channels, I can call their service number.
Yes!
And then pay like 3 times what we're paying now for the TV we don't watch. But no, seriously, on top of all of this stuff where like once or twice a week I just have to fight with the internet to try and get it so our house has connection that sucks less nuts than normal. Today, when I fixed it, we're only getting like half to 2/3 of the download speed that we're promised. That is the fixed level of internet. They are an evil company, and I'm considering hating them more than I hate EA.
That's them's fighting words right there.
I'm
Pretty huge. Yeah.
It's like, dude, you really hate EA, so I'm impressed by that.
I'm so ready to destroy them just right now. Time Warner Cable, I'm calling your shit out, okay? You have terrible internet, and I hate
nuts.
you. Exactly. Tim's got it right. Anyway.
Okay, guys, make sure not to offend anyone. Time Warner, you suck.
Exactly. We ride the fine line. We ride the fine
Yeah,
line
we
of
do.
trying to not offend the internet.
By nuts,
But-
I mean like walnuts. Peanuts aren't actually nuts, but we'll just say
Legumes.
that they are.
It's
Yeah.
close.
Definitely peanuts. That's definitely
Some
what we're
cashews.
about.
Pistachios.
Jesus, we love our cashews and pistachios.
Pistachios. That's all I'm
You
gonna
don't
say.
even
There's no wrong way to quack them. That was like a weird Bugs Bunny impersonation.
Like the old Jewish lady Bugs Bunny.
Old Jewish lady Bugs Bunny. That I need a shirt of that.
I want
just
that
do.
skin and Han. I
It
want
says
the old Jewish lady.
Bugs Bunny, and it's got Bugs Bunny, Gonna get really anti-Semitic if I do that joke, so I'm not.
Right. Moving
It's
on.
okay because
Fair
I
enough.
have curly hair, so no one can get offended. Because
Because you
Because
clearly
Kirk-
you've clearly got some hiding in you. Oh god. So anyway, on to the actual topics. The first topic, Thorin, I don't know if you've seen it because you don't live here in Lexington, so we couldn't drag you to it. But the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie
Heck yes, I saw that.
is off
Yeah.
the chain, and I'm gonna
Yes.
hold back for a minute and just let you guys nerd about it.
Oh my gosh!
so what's up with that raccoon, right? Like he's a raccoon, but he talks and he shoots guns. That's crazy.
That's crazy. And there's like a walking tree and stuff.
I am.
We are Groot.
We are Groot.
The feels, man.
Said that
The
one time.
feels.
If I had feels, it would have hit me in them,
I
but I don't.
But I'm dead inside, so.
just because I am so manly as Thorin doesn't mean I don't have feels, and it did hit me right in the feels. I one manly tear right here, right when he said that.
If you would have harvested it, it could have cured cancer.
It could have. It
It
could
would have
have.
put James out of a job, actually.
It would have been even more
Who put
epic
who out
as
of a job?
actual Vin Diesel's tear from the movie. 'Cause you know that was Vin Diesel, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Oh, yeah.
like they mocapped his tear. That is
They
some
mocapped
next level mocap.
that is some.
Pure CGI tree, but that one tear.
But that one tear. But your tears are mine.
So, Mortinian, I know for a fact that you watched Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's hear your expert review.
True story, bro.
Guardians of the Galaxy was to date, and I, speaking as the comic book nerd that I am, and the fact that I do love Marvel characters, especially several of the ones in the Avengers and the movies, Guardians of the Galaxy in IMO was the best Marvel movie so far. They
Until
rocked.
Deadpool comes out.
Well, yeah.
Is Deadpool a thing? How did I miss
No.
this?
Okay,
Unfortunately.
Okay. You got me all
I'm
excited.
sorry, I segued. It happens.
it's okay. It's a
What's
topic
more
that's
awkward than a
coming up
segue?
later.
How dare you?
That-
Didn't we talk
Yeah.
about this last week on the podcast, or was it after the podcast in the apartment that we
It
got to
was
talk
after the
about it?
podcast.
It was
Yes.
definitely after the podcast.
Oh, okay, well, in that case, I will go through the entire discussion again rather than just updates. Haha. So yeah, we'll get to talking about that later. But no, it's Deadpool is still DOA basically, and so currently Guardians of the Galaxy is the best, and Marvel or Avengers 2: Age of Ultron is coming up, and it might take the throne. But so far, it's
Guardians of the Galaxy is supposedly the Star Wars for a new age, which I can actually see because, you know,
Han
it's
Solo
very similar.
is like the main character, essentially.
Yeah.
There's that.
Except Chris Pratt's a hell of a lot funnier than Harrison Ford.
That is true. That is quite true.
Yeah.
and no, that's I think my
Because
best.
and the only emotions are whiskey and kid.
There are words coming out.
That's what I was about to say. I didn't get a word of that. I heard at that. Meh.
Tim, you should probably steal the Ethernet cable again that's plugged into the Blu-ray player.
Yep.
Because I'm
You
not
prob-
gonna lie,
Oh,
Yeah, that's a thing.
our wireless router is not so much on the wireless. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
totally
I'm like
honest.
4 feet away from it, and it's like, hey, dude, I know I'm wireless, but four
It's wireless
feet is a little
basically
much.
for cell phones. Like,
I'll be right back.
okay.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. I'm glad that the audio is like 5 seconds ahead of the video, or maybe 10, actually, because you're just getting up.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Okay, but the box office earnings for the United States for Guardians of the Galaxy opening weekend was $94.3 million, which was a record for a U.S. release.
Holy frack.
You sure about that?
For U.S.,
pretty sure-
not worldwide.
Pretty sure Fault in Our Stars got 124 million.
Seriously?
Worldwide.
Wait.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think
Guardians of the Galaxy worldwide was 161.7 million.
Huh.
According to news websites that I have researched and looked up and stored in the wings for today, it earned the record for U.S. Opening weekend debut. Like, this thing
News magic.
was off the chain. And because Tim's video is currently not on, all the things are screwed up. So, internet, now you know.
Huh. Yeah, I guess so.
They are?
As if, yeah, on the podcast. As if I hadn't already told people, though, we're definitely totally using Skype, and yeah. So there you go. But yeah, no, Guardians of the Galaxy
Nice.
is probably the best casting I've ever seen in a movie. It earned the money to back up the people's belief that it was freaking amazing. And it just... I mean, the script was perfect. The script was so Guardians of the Galaxy. Every time one of the characters opened their mouths and had a line, all I could think was, wow, that's a perfect line for that character. Literally every time. It just never stopped.
Who was the screenwriter for this?
I don't know. That's a good question.
See, that's what I'm wondering. Is like who actually wrote this, because they did a fantastic job. Also, the opening scene with Chris Pratt's actual character when he was walking around and stuff. And I'm not going to spoil this for you, internet.
Yeah.
But those of you who've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, and it was beautiful.
What a way to set that movie.
It set the movie up perfectly. And also, did you guys stay for the credits for the second after the credits?
The duck, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, that's the thing.
What?
Spoiler alert, everyone who hasn't learned about this. It's not a significant spoiler. It's not. It's not
really
like a normal Marvel thing that tells you about story, but Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
I want to kill him!
What the heck?
I want to kill him with fire!
It was just so freaking random. It's like,
well, yes and no. I actually did some research and watched a couple videos on this over the course of the week because I had never heard. Well, that's not true. I had heard Tree God yell and scream about Howard the Duck, but I had never seen Howard the Duck before.
Exactly.
So it was news to me.
It was freaking Donald Duck. What is Donald Super Duck doing here?
And so I went back and did some research and found out that Howard the Duck actually, in the 70s, which was the first time in, quote, recent memory that comic books really peaked in popular culture. And Howard the Duck was like a very popular series in the early 70s. And then there were some like intellectual property issues with the writer and Marvel back in that time when that was an issue. And there's like I think Movie Bob from The Escapist does a great cover of it, but there's a Howard the Duck movie.
So much rage right now. So much. Did you just notice the rage?
No, I've been aware of it, but there's a Howard the Duck movie that flopped so hard, and it was one of the literal poster childs for why we don't do comic book movies for years. And it was a complete bastardization of the actual Howard the Duck comic books. Like, it was horrible. Yeah.
It was a terrible movie.
So, okay, so here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they're actually going to go anywhere with this?
No.
Or do you think that it's just because Howard the Duck?
I will tell you exactly what Movie Bob said, because there went Tim.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh, he's coming. Oh.
Let me see if I can what's going on. Okay, I'm going to shut that down. Gonna get on hold. Nice. That's how I do things.
Hello?
Sup?
Is it working now?
Yep. Everything is screwy though. Man, this has just been like the best day.
Did everyone else drop out or what?
So, internet, for those of you still watching the podcast, which after this, I cannot imagine that you're loving it too much. This is another one of the repercussions of the podcast issues, is that I've got like 4 or 5 different Skype calls in the background, and they're really good at just falling apart. And oh man, you guys are all out of order. It's so beautiful.
Hey, are we still
am I
live?
back?
We are still live.
Yeah,
Amazingly.
were we still live for all of that? That was.
Yep.
Wait,
All right.
why is Tree God it? What? Tree God is me.
Yes, I was just discussing that. It is an
Yeah.
issue that I'm fixing.
Go with
Oh
it.
my gosh, that's hilarious.
Let's go.
I'm fixing it live. The entire internet gets to see it. It's so pretty.
Hey, how many viewers do we have right now? 7. Yes.
Thank you all for putting up with this crap.
Yeah.
Also,
You're all beautiful, amazing peoples.
all the children in the theater thought it was Donald Duck.
Well, yes.
Donald Duck.
Oh my gosh, it's seriously though, it freaking looks like Donald Duck.
Okay, well,
I mean,
Tree God, to be fair, that issue technically is inspired by Time Warner, but caused by Skype.
yeah.
So,
I mean, you can't blame Skype for providing a free product. And
no.
Crappy.
You can't a free product that sometimes sucks. Just
Yeah.
happens.
That issue we just kind of have to accept.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We love you, Skype. But sometimes
Just for some reason, this week is
Sometimes.
just a terrible freaking week.
Well, the reason this is a terrible week is because the SaR podcast, other than people like having to drop the last second for the last several weeks, has been so good and reliable that I've broken down to, okay, we'll only start prepping half an hour, 20 minutes before the podcast, as opposed to an hour like it used to be. So this time, when all the issues just suddenly hit again, it was like, and we're late.
and poof. Oh,
Yeah. We also decided to play a very intense game of Magic: The Gathering.
apparently. So I've heard. How did that go? Was that good?
First round went to Tim. Second round went to Tree God.
Yes, it did.
So we will see
Dang.
what round 3
The
does.
second round was very epic, though. I thought I had him.
Yeah. It was close.
It was
See,
a
that's the
one-card
best
win.
kind.
Oh yeah, and I lived for that stuff, and
Oh yeah.
it happened, and I am really glad that I lost actually because it was awesome.
Glad to
It was,
hear.
it was an awesome
The best losses are just like
Well,
so
what had
good.
happened was I had, I believe, 6 health ish, and he had 8, and I had a bunch of flyers, and I swung with my entire field, which was a total of 8, and he cast a prevent all damage, and then I had nothing to defend with because I thought I was just gonna swing for a win, and I did not. So
Fog for the win.
yeah, it was nice. I really appreciated it. It was
So
very.
I don't really know what's happening right now, but it does sound like it was close.
Oh, it was very.
It was.
It was
As
a-
someone who follows Magic but no longer plays, that's actually a pretty epic turn. I kind of wish I had been there for that.
It
So I would have
was-
been in the background like, oh!
Were
It
you
was-
guys somehow videotaping that?
No,
No.
unfortunately.
Oh,
I was thinking we could do that. Just videotape Magic.
We totally should.
you should do that and have like music in the background and then play characters. I don't know what characters you would play, but play characters as you're going at it.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
Watch this.
This
Watch-
will be
That's
fabulous.
crazy.
It'll be
That's-
fabulous. We could be a couple of little Jewish ladies playing Magic.
Oh my gosh, you need to do this now.
That
You
would be.
I'm actually just gonna dress as manly as possible and act like a lumberjack. The entire-
and then be an old Jewish lady.
I don't know what this card does, but
I'm gonna play
I'm
it.
pretty sure I win because you're.
I don't get it, bro. I don't know. I had someone else make this deck for me, but pretty sure that wins.
I paid the nerd down the street $14 to make this deck for me.
And then he paid me back 40 because I was gonna beat him up otherwise. So
And I took his sister home.
That's
God. So anyway, though, back to
God.
the Howard the Duck thing.
Oh, please. Anywhere
No,
there.
just a really quick little sidebar because
Howard
the
the
video's cut in the middle of that. Bob's theory, and I completely agree with it, is the reason that they put Howard the Duck at the end of that movie is because Howard the Duck was the example of how comic book movies can't be made. And now that they've made so many wildly successful comic book movies, they were like, Howard the Duck, suck it. We can do it.
That's
GG
I'm okay with
noobs.
that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
That's what
they
they
want to
said.
just put him in a movie just to prove that, like, hey, this movie broke records.
Times
in
have
terms of money.
improved.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It was, dude. Okay, Thorin just had like this series of lights cross him. I think Jesus may have come back.
He's actually possessed.
Wait, guys. Wait. What's going on?
Jesus.
I can't see his video.
Oh,
Oh well.
well, I can.
Oh
And I
my
can still
gosh.
see your back,
Oh wait,
dude.
I think
Where'd
it's,
I go? Yeah, it didn't work.
I think it's the rapture,
It's
guys.
right.
Hold on.
I tried.
Let's see if Tim can pull it off.
Tim, can you be raptured? Nope.
I was a
didn't
zombie.
work.
I'm sorry.
Didn't-
Some kind of terrible.
Instead of being raptured, you became a zombie.
That's what zombie is.
As a side note,
Yes.
So Knight made a wonderful comment again. I'm presuming it's about your magic game. Birds were going to pick a wizard to death like Hitchcock. Wizard farts in terror and stuns birds long enough for a pack of dogs to maul a falconer on the hill a ways away.
Zosunite,
So
you
true.
are such a badass.
A quote
We
badass.
love you, man. We love
That
you.
is
Where are
true.
you seeing said comments at?
On the YouTube link that I provided to you.
Mine's just not working, I guess, so I should probably refresh. Refreshing.
With that smile. That smile.
Refresh that.
So anyway, the next topic for this fine evening is World of Warcraft. Between first quarter and second quarter, they have lost 800,000 subscribers again.
Whoa.
Which brings them down to 6.8 million net subscribers, with their primary high having been in 2010 with 12 million subscribers. Coincidentally, about when I quit. It was all me. I caused this problem.
Again?
Mortinian stopped
Dang
playing
it,
World of
Mort.
Warcraft, and World of Warcraft is slowly dying.
Ah, you poisoned it on your way out, didn't you?
I did. Now, Blizzard is saying that this...
There was a rogue joke in there, but I'm gonna let it go.
So Blizzard is saying that this downturn in subscriptions is normal because the next expansion, Warlords of Draenor, is going to be out in a few months. They're announcing their actual release date within a week or two here, but it's on the horizon. It's coming. Like, everyone already knows what's going on with it. We're basically just waiting for the cinematic trailer and then the game.
Makes sense.
So raids are done, etc. Yeah, hello, I love you.
So, mulatto,
What? Hi.
hello. Oh gosh. Oh, darn it. I just got
Hey,
a
Austin.
wave of
Austin.
messages.
Austin!
What?
Danger zone.
Danger zone. Oh, hi, Austin. I can see him from where I am right now. I'm staring at him.
Trying to get your attention.
Oh my
by a
God.
computer screen.
I almost have a problem with World of Warcraft for them riding that cash pony, but I mean, like, I'm a Nintendo fan, so at the same time,
That's kind of a flawed argument from a
yeah,
Nintendo
I know.
fan,
That's
yeah.
what I can't in good morale argue that.
It's true.
I don't know.
Hmm?
I mean, it's still making them an absurd amount of money, but
I think they should just move on and like dev something else, please.
well, they're
like,
deving lots of stuff.
for the people that like don't have lives and just raid all the time.
Whoa.
I would really appreciate
Losers.
that.
Hey,
Blizzards.
I came from that, man.
And look at you now, James.
You have improved.
You have your own
what made me
podcast?
the man I am today. I was
just-
a raid leader.
No,
You've done-
no.
you've done
What
so-
made you the man that you are today is college. And what happened
Mort.
in college? You stopped playing World of Warcraft.
That is
Mort.
not false.
Okay, you stopped playing Mort. You stopped playing World of Warcraft, and you met a celebrity yesterday. Is that a coincidence?
Since I think not.
No.
I don't think they
Wait,
have
yesterday?
anything to
No,
do
it
with
was
each other.
the day before yesterday.
Okay.
Okay, so
Sorry,
for
I'm
those
not
of
a
you,
time wizard. My bad.
So another story is coming. I hope. What is
yeah,
this?
so the celebrity I met yesterday, for those of you who don't already know, I work at Olive Garden, which is a wonderful place filled with happiness, and I love everyone there. And so a few of my coworkers and I went to a bar after work to basically be coworkers and bitch about work. I mean, it's what you do.
That's what you do when you go to a bar.
Yeah.
So
And while we were all at the bar enjoying ourselves thoroughly, oh god, I'm spacing on his name.
Pharaoh, maybe.
Oh yeah, Pharaoh. Thank you. Pharaoh from SNL was there in it. Okay, and
That's his last name is Pharaoh.
What?
I can't think of it, but I do remember Pharaoh. Regardless,
I'm watching enough SNL.
He was at the
Jay
bar.
Farrow.
Jay
Yeah.
Farrow. That's
There
what it
you
is.
go.
Thank you.
Jay Antonio Farrow.
You had
And
26 chances.
he was at the bar, and to give you some context for why this is amazing, we weren't like at the Cool Happening bar in Lexington. We were at
That's
TGI
the thing.
Fridays.
That's the thing.
No,
It's a cool happening
It's
bar.
a cool happening bar.
I hear them talk about a lot of bars that people like.
These kids in their hip places they hang out and get off my lawn.
The important thing
Bastard.
is that he was at a TGI Fridays bar on a Sunday night.
Yeah, dude. Celebrities know where the good drink specials are. Also, I mean, like that's not.
Well,
That's,
yeah. But regardless, I got a picture with him. I've got his autograph on the back of a a server notebook pad thing because it's what we had.
I'm never gonna wash it. I mean, I wasn't gonna wash it beforehand, but I mean, like.
Yeah, I mean normally we just throw them away because it's worthless paper that we get for free for infinity.
But now it's worthless paper with sentimental value.
Sentimental value and possible eBay value.
Yeah.
Mort,
So
have you looked at the podcast recently?
no.
You should.
It doesn't work for me, so I can't.
Yeah.
You
Refresh
should
it.
look and see.
Jack Don't Diddley.
So I'm Tree God.
Oh, I'm Thorin.
Yeah.
Nice. It's a fitting.
Mort is the only person that's actually Mort.
Well, I mean it's fixed on my end at this point.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Oh, nope.
I mean, like,
it's
what
it's
about-
just
what
switched
about-
everyone
Hold on.
around.
There we go.
I just figured I'd let you know just in case.
I realized. Okay, so here's the thing. On the webcast software, every change that I make, I have to actually click another button to make it happen. So what you guys are gonna see in a second is all of your videos are just gonna be like, because I had made the change but hadn't done the click. So that's
How dare you?
Not
that's
okay.
what happened there.
We are all upset with this.
So, Mort,
Also, World of Warcraft, 6 million gold farmers can't be wrong.
can I ask you why your name doesn't start with a T also?
So night.
Because you're kind of messing this up for all of us.
Tim, Thorin, Tree God.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I saw the train.
Yours ends with a T, but that's not good enough. We need you to convert.
Okay, look.
No, it's not okay.
I'm a man of my own.
Don't lie.
methods.
Don't lie to people.
Tinian.
Don't lie.
Yeah, we should call you Tinian from now
No,
on.
Tinian.
no, just Tortian.
God, you're
Tortinian.
horrible. You're horrible
Tortinian.
people. We're not doing that.
Tortinian.
Yes.
It's like Mexican for tortilla, right? I don't know.
I think that might be more racist than the Jewish old woman.
Dude, it's totally not racist.
I think I might actually make highlights of this podcast.
Yeah.
My God. Okay. So anyway,
Tim is gonna
this.
good with them. Pretty sure.
Dude, you missed the crazy face I made for like 4 seconds. No one said anything about that, and I'm kind of upset.
I saw the tail end of it.
I saw it. Yeah. I saw it and chose not to mention. Dude, I don't mention so much crap that goes on.
It was also your zombie face. I'm pretty sure. Those also like the Rapture zombie face.
He's coming for you, internet.
TMI. More TMI.
Yeah, actually, it's TIM. That's how you spell my name.
I'm sorry. My brain ain't thinking good with stuff.
God.
You're terrible.
So anyway, the question
Oh,
in
the
all of
Mortinian.
this.
God, you're so smart. So
Oh.
smart.
Yeah. See, Zoso, well done.
Zoso Knight, you're probably the smartest person in the world.
Oh my gosh.
That's not sarcasm. Like, I'm pretty
Seriously,
sarcastic.
who is
That was like
this
the
person?
one
I love
person.
this.
The one
He is pretty ballin'.
Shot
Gotta
calling.
say,
20-inch blade
All in.
on his cabal. I don't know.
That
I'm
fell
not
apart,
a
man.
rapper. Like,
I'm not a lyricist.
isn't that
alright?
what Kanye said? I'm not a rapper. But if I
But-
was, I'd be pretty freaking good at it.
Yeah.
God. So anyway, the question that was underlying all of these statements is World of Warcraft. Is it actually slowly dying, or is it just reaching like its nice steady point? Whereas Zoso Knight pointed out, 6 million of people are gold farmers and 800K are actual players.
So, serious question. Why do you think there have been, like, people have coined the term, like, WoW killer? Like, that's a thing.
Yeah.
So, why do you think so many people want to see WoW fail?
Because they want to see the next thing.
Yeah, I honestly think for them to prolong the World of Warcraft franchise, like, they're impeding innovation, honestly.
Well, yes and no, because the fact that they've got this target to take down is making all of these companies try to kill it. WildStar being an excellent example of a company that's trying to.
But how do you compete within a monopoly?
Well, it's not a monopoly, sir.
Kind of.
Not anymore.
It's not, sir.
Monopoly's
State Farm.
just a game. Monopoly's just a game, Senator. I'm
Monopoly's
trying to
just a
control the fucking world.
God.
But honestly, they need to just move on to something else. I think that their dev team could honestly they've had like more than 8 years, but like 10 years.
Yeah.
Come
so-
up
Yeah,
with
no, this
come
year,
up with a new idea.
last year
but
was
dude, it's so lucrative.
10.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
So,
Why? Hey,
Like
they
last
ain't
November.
broke, right?
well,
No, yeah, exactly. They're still raking in money hand
was gonna
over
say-
fist.
You're raking in dough, and you don't have to think very hard about it.
And this is Blizzard.
Why would you be
They
innovative?
will do anything to get that paycheck.
I don't know. I just honestly have a problem with like the Call of Duty franchise, the World of Warcraft franchise. Like,
Okay, well, here's
even
the difference.
even-
the Call of Duty franchise is like progressively getting worse and more monotone. World of Warcraft is at least trying. They've added new mechanics.
I don't know. Did you see the Pandam expansion? Were you there for that?
The
It's
Pandas-
pandemonium.
I actually got to play that at on the
that
BlizzCon
just-
floor. I
is that just like
enjoyed
a
the monk
giant
class. I
ant
thought it
thing?
was interesting.
Oh yeah, we talked about this before.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about this briefly.
The lore in the expansion was amazing. The gameplay was still kind of It was better than Cataclysm. but
Yeah,
it was still kinda
that's the one that you had a problem with. I remember that.
Wrath hurt me to my soul. Kata just made me give up on WoW.
Zoso Knight personally liked the Secret World. Controversial opinion, but man, that game was fun as shit in a sci-fi Lovecraftian horror way.
I'm honestly going to say I don't know what the Secret World is. That's beyond my purview.
No. This is a subject where I have literally no idea what you guys are talking about, so I'm just gonna smile.
Have you ever heard the term Google that shit?
LMGTFY.com.
I'm just gonna say horde and then walk away. Drop the mic and walk off.
Horde!
Exactly. That's all that matters here.
I don't know.
Also, Tree God, I haven't been
also-
able to see you for like 10 minutes.
I haven't been able to see you either, so.
I think it's
Oh, sad
okay.
face.
If you were a person that hadn't had any experience in MMOs whatsoever, it would be a little daunting to just jump into World of Warcraft. Like, I think they're
how
doing
I did it.
themselves. I think they're doing themselves a disservice by.
But you did it when it was vanilla.
But I think they're doing themselves a disservice and not attaining new subscribers by just releasing additions and additions and additions to their game.
That is true. I think
Like,
the
I
way that
honestly
they've,
think they could make more money by just releasing something, because you obviously have Blizzard fanboys out there.
Yeah.
Like, why
True.
why wouldn't you follow the franchise that you love? Okay, Blizzard made this MMO. Like, they made World of Warcraft. I'm balls deep in that. So why wouldn't I, like, be equally deep in this?
See, I think they're afraid that it's going to fail. So,
As soon as
like,
you-
it's
yes
like,
and no.
okay, we made this thing for 10 years. How are we going to beat 10 years of this?
You've got to remember, in the last few years, Blizzard has released Diablo 3, which admittedly was
terrible. It was really bad.
But it was a completely different dev team just under Blizzard.
Okay.
But so they did do that. They've released Hearthstone, which, Tim, I know you
equally
don't
as
like.
bad.
Whoa, okay, look, I like Hearthstone.
It's really
I was going to
bad.
say, I know Mort likes that. So.
It's not very good.
Well, the money that they
Okay.
make on it would beg to differ with you.
Well, Miley Cyrus also makes like fucking 7 digits, but we're not saying she's a great artist. I don't think that the money you make determines whether or not you're successful.
I believe
As an artist,
would disagree. Well, but see,
an
that's
artist.
the wonderful thing.
As a consumer and or like what is the word? The French don't have a word for connoisseur. I think that's the word I'm looking for. But or not connoisseur. I can't even talk.
you just
You know
dig
what
that
I'm
hole.
talking about.
Just keep.
Hey, dude, that's my night job. My night job is singing. It's a pretty voice.
No,
What is it?
I agree with you in that point though. That it's a matter of they're a company, not artistic. They're not here to make
Well, I mean,
something.
Look at Valve. Like, look at Valve and look at Valve. Look at God, the company that made Halo. I can't brain
Bungie.
fart.
Bungie.
There we go. Both of them have amazing dev teams, and they've been so true to their community that they take in their opinions, and they just do things that are for the good of the community, not for like the almighty dollar. They enjoy that their fans are happy, and that makes them happy, and that also makes them money in the long run.
Part of
why can't
Blizzard
you-
does do that.
Mhm.
I no, straight up, I'm going to tell you right now, the number one thing that has stuck with me after World of Warcraft beyond anything else is the lore. Because Chris Metzen and his team are a bunch of goddamn badasses who want nothing more than to make awesome lore that people love. Like, that is their job description, and it's what they love to do. That being said, other than lore, they don't have any say in what happens in the game. So
That's like saying that George Lucas had the best of intentions whenever he released the first episode.
No, I know, but my point is there are people within Blizzard that want to do that, but combat that bug.
Yeah, with a stick, a really thin stick.
It's driving me crazy.
Is it
Oh.
bugging you?
That was horrible, and I love you for it.
I couldn't let it.
I think a part of me just died. But
Balls
in a
deep
good
in my
way.
night elf body pillow. Shaw.
It's the way to be.
But no, it's another great example of a game that's being made by Blizzard that looks like it's going to be awesome is Heroes of the Storm. And speaking, I know you're a MOBA
No,
player.
yes, I'm really down for Heroes of the Storm. Honestly,
Yeah.
like
What is?
it's a MOBA, like Han or Dota or LOL.
I know what a MOBA is.
Yeah.
Wait,
I didn't.
I don't
wasn't
know what
directing
MOBA
that
is.
toward
I'll look that
you.
up.
I was
Oh,
just generally
okay.
directing it because we're on a podcast.
multiplayer online.
I forget we're not
Got
just
it.
chit
Okay.
chatting.
I'm sorry if that was condescending. I really didn't mean it to be.
He wants your D's.
Yeah.
It looks
Both of them.
shiny. Like it could be shiny anyway.
You were born with 2 penises. I was born with 2 buttholes. I mean, it's like made for itself.
Wait. So one of you is Rex. I don't know what the other one is. I don't even know.
Fits
Oh my
you? So Rex fits you?
So anyway,
But
Blizzard as a company overall isn't investing money and time and staff into making new IP, but
why couldn't they just make Diablo 2 too?
okay, there's actually a really interesting story about that.
Diablo
3. Diablo 3 took like 10 or more. No, it took more than 10
Okay,
years
for a
to come
game
out.
that made
It was
Yeah.
they made it in
12
like
years.
it was like 12 years. Yeah.
12 years to come out.
It took them 12 years to make that game. It should have not been a piece of shit.
You know why though?
It was, you know why it was a piece of shit? Because they didn't care, and they were like, "Oh, let's just ride this giant fucking coaster."
Yes and no.
12 years. Why do we care anymore?
Let me tell you why it took 12 years. The
Seems
Diablo
bizarre.
3 that you guys saw was the third Diablo 3 that was being made with the third dev team that was making it. It got canceled so many times internally at the company that almost no one from Diablo 2 was working on Diablo 3. And
Okay.
the crew that was making it was trying to make it for consoles. And guess what it wasn't on? Consoles.
Wait, so they dumbed it down and then put it on PC?
Exactly.
What?
It was a series of failures by the Diablo 3 dev team that should not have been put together the way it was.
It's just
And
the
it
Lemony
was-
Snicket of video games.
Well, exactly. It was Blizzard's like biggest EA moment, basically, was Diablo 3.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Right in the feels.
right in the feels.
And yet,
Thank you,
they
Zoso Knight.
made tons of money.
Okay,
on it,
so Diablo 3 is, or Diablo 2, I'm sorry, is 14 years old. They released, what is it, Lords of Destruction
Lords of Destruction.
was their DLC for that. They released a DLC like a year after that, in 2001.
Well, it wasn't DLC. It was
a whole new game.
yeah.
It was a whole new game that can be found on here because I, like the Blizzard whore that I am, bought
It's-
the collector's edition and then was horrifically disappointed.
Lords of Destruction that added, what did it add? The assassin?
the assassin.
It
and
added the assassin and the druid, yeah. And I think like 5 more bosses, right?
plus a whole new act. And
Yeah.
It was like 5. That's DLC.
I want to sing every time you guys say that.
But
Every time.
But you didn't download it.
yeah, I know.
So you had to buy the
Because
game.
the internet was pretty shitty back
Yeah, exactly.
then. So
It was an expansion
okay,
in the old
okay,
vein of
Blizzard
expansions.
had this like they had this cult following with Diablo 2. They're like, all right, we're just gonna release the same fucking game again with like a bunch of other shit, and it worked because
That's how
they actually
expansions
put
worked.
effort into it, and then they're like, all right, well, you know, this cash cow that we got, we're just gonna let it sit for fucking 15 years
Well,
and not
once
do
again,
anything
though,
with
they
it.
didn't. They tried two
No, they didn't.
times.
I
Yeah,
don't.
they did.
I think if they would have tried and invested like maybe a third of the money that they made off of World of Warcraft, they probably would have made a decent game.
a third of
I
the
think
money.
if
So
the
much
original,
money.
if the original dev team
What?
had
10th.
made Diablo 3,
Let's go a 10th. Dude, they could have hired a fucking 6th grader with like a Sharpie marker, and they could have come up with a way better story arc.
Okay, guys, here it is. We're gonna go up the mountain, and we're gonna
dragon with a sword that he gets from a god
With a
that used to be
sword.
his mom, but he doesn't know that it's his mom because he was a little kid. And
I
then,
Kill
feel
you,
like
Bug.
you're just talking about God of War now. I feel like you're just.
It's sad because it's true.
I was just actually doing like a Hercules reference
Oh.
oh,
because that's like the main like heroic arc plot of any game is like
True. Or
Fuck.
just throw a Trojan horse at it.
I think that would be
I
really
wish too.
interesting though. Sit down as a
Plot
middle
twist!
schooler, have them sit down and like play through Diablo 3 and then just make suggestions on how to make the game better and be like, there should be more explosions
Not be
there.
traumatized.
And
We need Michael Bay to
Yeah.
make this game.
it really
No.
was like Michael Bay made the game because what was it, the Witch
Oh,
Doctor? It
gosh.
was the
yeah.
it was Witch Doctor,
Witch Doctor was the one who had like
the most
pets.
overpowered character.
I
and
am the Witch Doctor
just-
and I'm racist as fuck.
massive amounts of AOE damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was stupid.
And the
Oh,
class that I
that's-
wanted to play was crap, like
What class was that?
Demon
That-
Hunter.
No, the
No,
Demon Hunter's
That
not
doesn't
crap.
sound.
Demon Hunter was actually
Solo play the Demon Hunter was not good.
Yeah, that-
not
you don't-
so. But
You don't solo play that character.
Well, that's my point though.
Who-
It was a character that if
Who
you
do you
played it
think
solo,
you are? That you can solo play a Demon Hunter.
you elitist bastard.
You are.
I wanted to play Diablo 3 by myself. I wanted
Why don't
to
you
play
want in one hand and shit in the other, boy? See which one fills up faster. I'm sorry, that's my Texas coming out in me.
Boy.
Okay. Anyway, though, so there's a lot of rage about Diablo 3, which is understandable. But
It sucks.
yes, it does. Okay, look, I dumped $90 on the collector's edition. How do you think I feel?
I bought it for the PC and then played it one time, and I was like, "Yep, I'm throwing this away." I broke the disc in half and threw it away.
Dang. Did you throw it on the ground?
No, I threw it in the trash because the ground didn't need to be like tainted with that nastiness.
Oh, ouch.
I rarely ever break discs, but I broke that one because I didn't.
Well,
You're
also, you can digitally download it.
No.
You can digitally download it and break the digital.
I'm a hard copy kind of guy.
Well, yes, but you have access to the digital edition.
Oh,
Now that
dude.
you've purchased it, you can never get rid of it.
Sozo, this guy
It's
is like guy or girl. What?
It's a guy.
Sozo is like taking.
Make some friends, nerd.
taking
Look,
my
I've
heart.
got friends. They're right here on the internet.
Are
With,
they?
Oh wait, you consider us friends?
Are they?
screw you.
Just because we're in your local vicinity, it doesn't make us friends.
I thought I
Proximity.
was that fat guy you couldn't get rid of.
Ooh.
Jesus. Anyway, though, the Diablo 3 rage is real, but you want to know the thing that pisses me off that was during the same time as the Diablo 3 because I was way the hell more excited for it than a new
Why
installment.
Zeldas have so much filler in them?
No.
That's something we need to talk about.
StarCraft Ghost.
StarCraft?
StarCraft Ghost. It was an adventure stealth game starring Nova, the female ghost that showed up in StarCraft 2.
Nah.
Dude, I'm not Korean, so I didn't play that.
Wow. Anyway.
Dude, that is not racist. You
I know.
cannot say it's not because like
No, that is statistically supported.
they are
That is
really,
statistically
really
supported.
good at StarCraft, and I commend them for that because that takes a shit ton of like cognitive reflexes or whatever you want to call it. Like they have 400 actions per minute. I can't even compete with that.
I'm a psych major. You just said memory reflexes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's muscle.
Memory reflexes. Ah.
Tim is a music man.
Yeah, I'm a music major. Why would
It's just beautiful. I just love it. Seriously, you are going to be the highlight reel of this.
Pretty much. Seriously, though.
Tim, the highlight reel. Get yours now.
But regardless, StarCraft Ghost was going to be a stealth adventure game, and they released some like preliminary footage of it back in when it was actually being developed. And for the time that it was being developed, that game was going to be the tits. Like it was going to be the winner. It was going to make Thief look like a bad game. And then they were just like, and we're done. We're just not going to make it anymore.
Okay,
you know what made
Zosonite
Thief look like a bad game?
Zosonite stepped over the racist line. Tiny sweatshop hands. You can hit so many keys after sewing that many sneakers over your entire childhood.
Oh god, the
He's
really
not
sad
wrong.
thing.
Like that's the thing that happens
I
over
know.
there. And we need to stop buying Apple products because of that.
Or just because they're overpriced. I mean, really, there's a list of reasons.
Yeah, like they suck. They're too expensive. Slave labor. Steve Jobs is an asshole. End of story.
Wait, Steve Jobs is dead, isn't he?
Yeah, but he was still an asshole.
Yeah.
Oh,
From his grave.
you just said in
yeah.
present tense, so I was like, wait, do I need to break?
No.
Timmy, we need to have a talk.
Asterisk? This is an asterisk with sign language. I do ASL. Not really. But, Steve is worm asshole now because he's passing through a worm. That's really morbid and weird. I'm sorry.
But not too soon, because it can't be too soon for Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
I
It
hate
was
that
too
guy.
soon. What was the joke that I made earlier that was too soon? It wasn't 9/11.
It was the JFK joke.
Oh yeah, that was too soon.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was JFK in a game about the future.
Yeah. Fox.
It's like
Wait,
300.
Yeah, Foxconn.
JFK? There's a JFK game?
No,
No.
there should be.
You are JFK in an alternate reality.
No, they should make the next
He's like the
Fallout
doctor.
game. The next Fallout game, you should be JFK.
That's just gonna happen now.
How?
That's
What?
just gonna happen. You're
He
gonna
was a
make
he was a
JFK and you're gonna
cyborg.
play him in Fallout.
He was a cyborg.
It's just
He had
gonna
great stats.
I
He had like straight 20s.
D&D 20s.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking at you going, wait, 20s, what?
I just had to clarify that.
Yeah,
because
it only went to 10 in the Bethesda shit, but I mean, like,
That's what I thought. I was like, what?
he's a
Straight
cyborg.
20s
Well,
with
humans
that
only get 10s, so...
Oh my
Cyborg.
god.
Dude, all I'm gonna
JFK
say,
don't take shit from anybody.
all I'm gonna say is Skynet.
JFK, thug life.
Real threat. He's gonna be the guy that comes back in time and saves us. He's gonna be our John Connor.
Ask not what your robot overlords can do for you. What you can do for your robot overlords.
Exactly.
Oh gosh.
That is quite possibly the worst joke that we have ever made.
And you still laughed.
I
Ask what
did.
not Cyber I can do for you, but ask what Cyber I can do.
for your robot overlords.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I'm happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
So
If there's
I
one
think
thing I
we can
leave
end
this
the podcast right now. We're just good. That was good.
well, we've still got a whole nother half, but before the half, I'm going to ask the question.
yes,
Beyond World of Warcraft, I know how far we've strayed at this point, but I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back.
that was a very tangential segment.
Right, dude, I love that. Killing time. It's good for me.
Did you bring a receipt?
I did, and it still says that you're an asshole.
What was each of your favorite MMOs that you have ever played or ever kind of wanted to play?
RuneScape. I'm just kidding. Not
Why?
RuneScape.
And why?
Hey,
Go.
I could argue nostalgia on that, but
Oh man.
there's got to be something better.
Okay. I'm not going first, so
You're right, Tree God is.
I am a Star Wars whore. And so the Old Republic was my bread and butter for the 2 months that I got to play it. It was all I cared about. It was wonderful. And if I had the money to do so, I would be playing it right now.
So you don't want to play it free to play?
Yeah, hell no.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured.
so you want to kick Disney out and like have someone else manage that?
I would absolutely love
Me
that.
too.
But yeah,
That's not gonna happen.
no, unfortunately.
I know. I'm sorry.
You're
Oh,
such a
understand.
fucking word.
You'll never get rid of us now. Ho-ho!
No.
We got Star Wars. We got all you stupid nerds by the balls. Hey!
How about I take a lightsaber and shove it up your hole?
So Thorin,
Mickey Mouse with a lightsaber.
He had a keyblade, so
He did have a keyblade. That is very true. Still,
he is
the
the
most
keeper of the
beaten out
keyblade.
scene ever.
Freaking.
He's like the Yoda of the fucking Kingdom Hearts series.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
I
you're
know.
not wrong. You're
I'm
really
never
not.
wrong. Ever.
And humble too. Like a boss.
I know.
Like boss.
I didn't
Humble
choose
as
this
fuck.
life.
Okay, so. Oh, sorry.
No,
No,
Thorin,
you're
it's
fine.
it's your turn to.
Okay, so for multiplayer MMO, does it have to be straight up MMO, or can it be a multiplayer game?
A massively multiplayer online device game.
So it's like 40,000 subscribers.
Well,
Massive.
You're not
Exactly.
gonna
Yeah.
answer, Mort.
It's pretty massive.
I don't care.
You're not
Just-
gonna like it.
Give me a reason, man.
Okay, so DC Universe, straight up.
Okay.
Told you weren't gonna like my answer.
Just
Man.
give the reason so
Okay.
I can move on.
The intro to that game where you had to fly through hoops, like a time trial thing, was bullshit.
Wait, intro? You
There-
had?
There was a part in DC Universe, if I'm not mistaken, where you had to fly through like little rings
That's
as your character.
no, now at least.
I might be thinking of the wrong game, but
No, because that's a thing. That's a thing where like you go through hoops in like time trials and stuff.
yeah.
But it's not like you don't have to. Like it's not a like you have to thing.
That
this
dissuaded
kind
me
of-
that dissuaded me from playing that game. I was like, oh, this is like Driver 2 from PlayStation. Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking play this.
Let me put it this way, Thorin. Do you not have to do the time trial flying through loops, kind of like how in World of Warcraft you don't have to do fetch quests?
No. You literally don't have to. Like straight up, you could go that entire game and never do time trials. And
But it's
no
for
one would care.
certain skills.
Not
Right?
no.
Oh,
No, I've gone entire characters without doing that.
well,
No,
you're
it's
weird.
it's yeah, you don't have to. You can, but you don't have to. Like honestly, like I don't, just because I don't care
Yeah,
to.
it's
Like
dumb.
you can, like it's like if that's your thing, go for it. But no, it's not my thing. My thing is beating up a ton of people, flying around like a superhero, which is why I love that game. As far as MMO is concerned, just because it was so seamless in the way that it worked too. Also, I do like the fact that now heroes and villains are in the same universe, and you can just be walking along going towards a quest and a villain just dive bombs you, and you're like, okay, let's do this thing, I'm gonna kill you. It's really fun. I like that about it. It's like, you go into a quest and then you just have a random smackdown with another player, and then you're going to a quest and you have a random smackdown with the player and you beat their butt, barely survive.
Well, I suppose that's fair enough, and I guess everyone is entitled to their opinion, no matter how wrong it is. And we'll just move on to Tim.
Yep.
So, my favorite MMO is gonna be a MOBA, for sure.
I guess that still counts. It's still
No,
massive
it's
multiplayer and online.
totally a MMO, with, like I said, 40,000 subscribers on any given day.
Technically, I didn't say Mamorpaga, so yeah.
Yeah, but it is a massive multiplayer online game. That's what it is.
MMO.
That's fair.
Yeah.
How do you spell that? I'm just curious.
MMO.
Oh.
Oh.
Massively multiplayer online game.
Okay, I just
But Han, honestly.
I don't
like,
nerd enough.
As crappy as the community of Heroes of New Earth is, I really have to say that is my favorite MOBA.
And as shitty as the freaking setup for that game.
Oh, no. Okay. I don't know if you've ever played Dota 2. It's like
I have.
the new one that came out after Han came out, but the
Yeah.
user interface is easily a third as good.
I'm not talking about the interface. I'm talking about the ranking structure.
Oh,
Like the
Yeah,
curve on that
Yeah,
was
no.
the algorithm that they use and the ranking structure is not good. It's really
is
bad. It's actually
downright
very
the
bad.
worst that I've ever seen on a MOBA.
There really are like 5 MOBAs to judge from, and they're all different. So I mean, it's
And that one's the worst.
it's all subjective, and you get pitted against people from all sorts of walks of life, all sorts of internet gaming experiences. But my actual first internet game, like playing, my first MMO playing was Han, and it had a huge.
Crazy.
A MOBA is an MMO, like graham crackers are dessert. It's still dessert. It's not a very fulfilling one, okay? It's still a dessert because you can't eat that shit for breakfast. Okay? That's
So
the
a
rule.
dessert is only a dessert if you can eat it for breakfast.
No, if you can't eat it for breakfast.
Oh,
Like
Look.
pizza bagels,
I'm gonna throw this out there.
that's not a dessert. I'm
You should
fucking
never
with
tell me I can't eat something for breakfast, because pretty much the only thing I don't eat is breakfast, and I
Okay.
will eat whatever the hell I want.
My girlfriend makes fun of me because the only way I will drink milk is chocolate milk, and I eat my cereal dry if I don't have like chocolate milk in it. So
wait,
Dude,
do
I
you
go
eat
through like 2
cereal?
gallons of milk a week.
yeah, I eat my cereal with chocolate milk.
Well,
If I eat cereal, that is.
is it already chocolate cereal, or is it like
No.
you eat Cheerios with
Like
chocolate?
I eat
or it's
like Kix. Kix is my favorite cereal because it's like lightly sweet,
It's a really
crunchy. Yeah,
Do you
I
just
like
eat it
Kix,
fast?
and I like put chocolate milk in that shit, and it's pretty fucking good. But anyways,
Cookie
my favorite
Crisp
MMO
motherfucker.
is Han because it's very competitive and it's not dependent on the amount of time you spend on it, other than the learning curve, which it has a very high learning curve.
You
that
mean
I
the
appreciate.
learning wall?
Yeah,
Okay.
I appreciate that though. Like that's
Back when I
something
played it, I did.
as a
I played that
as
game
a
for
person
like a
that
month.
like loves hard games. I like Demon Souls, Dark Souls.
Dark Souls,
yeah.
yeah.
That
True
that's
story,
it.
bro.
But as a person that appreciates hardships and overcoming them, I really like Han because it really teaches you the value
Because
of
it really holds you
perseverance.
down and kicks you in the balls for
Yeah,
like a month.
No,
perseverance.
I played that for like a full month and realized I have only won games when I had my one friend playing with me who was absolutely baller and could win games with his eyes closed.
Well,
and
S2
aside from that, I've
S2
lost like every game.
S2 is terrible. They don't care about the input of their fans. They don't care about the suggestions that anyone has. They just constantly, their dev team just makes overpowered characters, and they continue to do that. But with all that aside, it's got the best user face of any MOBA I've ever played.
I mean, I liked the way that the game ran. Like, I liked the feel of the game.
Their servers are not shit, so
Yeah.
that's a big plus.
I liked that. It's just, it was so incredibly difficult that I just felt like I was sitting underneath a poop shower and it was just raining on me all day.
When
Definitely heard boot shower.
When I first started playing Dark Souls, the first one I played was Demon Souls, and I just got murdered. Oh, not even like regularly, not even regular.
Not even murdered, just murdered.
Murdered. And what I told myself was like,
Straight
all
up,
right, this game's not broken. I can see the mechanics work well. The buttons like that I press, they're very responsive. I can see how I'm just going in there balls deep and getting my ass owned. So I need to calm the fuck down and be better.
Fair enough.
And
Anyway.
games like that just make me a better. I feel like make people better gamers, not me personally.
Because you were already an awesome.
No, not really. I just played RPGs and grind. If you
Gotcha.
grind, you're good at anything. But,
Yeah.
Tell
Anyway,
that to Miley Cyrus.
yeah, grind. A side note. This is a little tangent that I like to throw in there whenever we talk about grinding. Anyone play Gears? Anyone play Gears of War?
Yes.
You know the grinders.
Yes.
Anytime they say grind, I always think of them grinding their buttholes on someone's face. So they're just like grind, and just like shove someone's face into their ass and just smearing around. I like it.
What?
Why does this how your brain works?
Dementia.
I don't know.
What?
It's the easiest description.
Just think about it though, like grind, and then asses and face.
Now I don't think I'll ever not be able to think about it.
I don't think I'm going to be able to think about it like that. That is so beyond my mind.
No.
God.
Or you can think of Miley Cyrus every time you hear a grinder say grind. It's up to you.
Fair enough. Anyway, my favorite MMO is to this day still WildStar. I love that game so much.
I'm done. I'm kidding.
Do you have a beef with WildStar?
I'm kidding. I don't
Okay.
know.
He's totally trolling you more.
It was
Yeah,
shock value.
It's not huge or anything yet, but I love the gameplay. I love the story that's in it. It's having come off of like more than 6 years of World of Warcraft and just having to quit, even though I love the story, because of the gameplay. When I got into WildStar, I couldn't stop playing it until I got a job, and then there was that whole issue of like when I got home, I wanted to sleep as opposed to play 6 hours of WildStar. So I've let my subscription lapse, and I basically had to quit.
So can
But-
I juxtapose this conversation? What is the worst MMO all of us have played?
Oh God.
Let's start with you, Mort, since you ended last, and then go in reverse order.
I know what it is, but I need to figure out what it's called.
Well, if you need a second, I can totally tell you the worst one I've ever played.
Go ahead.
Wait. Okay. Question for you then. Worst that we've played for a while, or just worst like we went into it and noped out of it?
Just worse than you played.
Either or, I mean, whichever you feel is more significant tale to tell.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna have to go with Final Fantasy Realm Reborn. The worst MMO I've ever played in my entire life.
Dang.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. It's not good at all. 99% of the things that you do are fetch quests. for XP.
Found it.
XP.
Entropia Universe.
Don't know what that is.
That exactly. I saw it on an ad in the sidebar of some website.
You really have to know how to play that game.
Is it about
to be good?
Is
It's
it
one
about
of those
entropy?
games where you can eventually build up enough in-game currency that you start turning into real-world currency.
Yeah, it's a fixed
Dang.
currency rate of 10 money units to $1, I think it is. Yeah, 10 money units to $1. So each money unit's 10 cents in United States. The issue with that game is because I knew I was new, and so like money earning potential, blah blah, this that the other. No, the thing that I hated about it is that game was more glitchy than some early betas I've played in. And I don't even mean like early betas from Blizzard or anything, which are, fairly refined. I mean like early betas that are glitchy as shit. And this game had been out for like months or a year or something. I don't even know. And it was just horrible and broken in every way. And it was just shockingly bad. It was one you could play around it. It was a functional game, but as someone who has done beta testing, like it did not take me long to find the things that were wrong with it. And I wanted to stab myself in the eye after I think like
Ow.
I played like 20 hours of it because I kept going like, no, it'll get good. No, it didn't. It was the worst game. Tree God.
Isn't Thorin next?
We went Tim, me, so it's you in the clockwise rotation.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I even when MMOs are really, really bad, I tend to like them anyway, simply because I'm an MMO kind of player. Like, especially if it's an RPG. I haven't found a bad MMORPG so far. Like, I have nothing bad to say about them, even when I have things that I hate about them.
What's your least favorite one?
I would have to say that probably my least favorite would be EVE Online, and it's because I'm not going to spend that much time. I tried to spend as much time as I could just learning the system, figuring everything out, making a name for myself, and it was just too much. It's definitely not.
It's Spreadsheet Online.
And I'm not going to play a game like that. I'm not saying that it's a bad game. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
And so, it's if I had to pick a worse game, then that would be one.
Fair enough.
Crazy Eve actually has a first-person shooter free-to-play game for the PlayStation.
Dust 514.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Star Trek Online.
Really?
That game was terrible. I knew people who played it and who played it, like, paid for it and played it the whole time that it was still popular and just hated it. And they're like, I'm doing this because of my Star Trek fandom, but I think
I'm not going to say that I bought the lifetime subscription. I'm also not going to not say that.
Oh, Ragnarok Online.
I'm not going to say that I have a female Borg or female liberated Borg named Annika Hansen, because I was one of the first people online on the servers when they went live.
Is she kin to Chris Hansen?
No, she's kin to 7 of 9, tertiary adjunct of Unimatrix 01. Star Trek Voyager. Exactly.
I'm not a Trekkie, so I don't know these things.
The important thing is I spent way too much money on that.
I'm slowly becoming a Trek. Just for scientific purposes, because Star Wars universe science is
crap.
Not science.
Science?
Yeah, but they never
Dude,
tried.
it's a science fiction, not science reality.
Never pretended that it was, though. They were just like, let's just make up random fucking words.
Well,
it's true.
They were just like words.
No, it's really too. Star Wars has always basically been like, we know the science isn't good, But the problem is, I have run into so many Star Wars fans that are like, no, man, the hyper lasers on the ships are perfectly legitimate. And I'm sitting there as a physicist being like, no, not even slightly.
Anybody trying to defend Star Wars science is stupid.
Well, see, I think what makes science fiction beautiful is that it has the potential, like if it's done correctly, to become science fact. Like George Orwell, like shit like that. I don't know, like all the visionaries that made innovations before, like, well, not made.
By the way, smartphones.
Exactly.
Well, and I think it's a different kind of sci-fi, though. Like Star Wars is definitely more of a heroic tale, and
it's good versus evil.
Yeah. I mean, it's operatic in the way that it does.
As it gets.
Yeah. And it's in that sense, it's so simple that I think that if they tried to do like Star Trek, then they would just end up doing too much. They're focusing on two different things.
Well, I mean, like, to me, what made Mass Effect so beautiful was that it took the sci-fi element and it just like subtly explained things, like slagging weapons. Mm-hmm. Like, how satisfying was that to you as a gamer to have that explained to you?
The infinite ammo.
Not like, yeah, the infinite ammo was like, yeah, we just take a minute little fucking piece of this lead block and shoot it at you.
It bothered me.
I thought it was great.
Is it not feasible though?
No, it's not even slightly feasible. That's why it bothered me. It's really cool.
How is it not slightly feasible?
Because materials don't work that way.
What do you mean materials don't work that way?
There's a branch of science called material science, which is the study of materials and how they're made, like physical objects. Mm-hmm. And there is no solid object that you could slice off a microscopic layer of and have it basically do anything other than friggin' fall apart. It would turn into dust. Like, it's not a thing that can happen. It doesn't work.
So the potential energy of an object that was moving at great speeds doesn't have any sort of like.
No, it would.
Did it say microscopic? Because I don't think it did.
It's the way that they're saying is there's basically a chunk of tungsten, titanium, whatever the hell, some metal chunk in their firearms, and they were cutting off of like a few tiny little units,
like microgram bullshits.
Exactly. The problem with that is if you're cutting off something that small, like, have you ever had one of those little magnesium like fire starter wires? That's basically what you're dealing with. You would end up by basically turning it into dust and throwing it off the front. It wouldn't come off as a round or as a solid chunk of something that could tear through someone.
Okay. In Mass Effect, to generate ammunition, a weapon shaves a projectile the size of a sand grain from a dense block of metal contained within the weapon's body.
Okay, see, there's another bullshit right there.
The projectile is launched at supersonic velocities by decreasing its mass in a Mass Effect field.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
I am Groot.
Once again, though, a single grain of sand, like that thing. Well, let me put it this way: if a single grain of sand-sized piece of metal was moving at near light speed, like 0.99 c,
it didn't say light speed, supersonic, so it's at least
normal bullets travel supersonic. You have to buy subsonic rounds. They cost more.
Yeah, or like you get a silencer or suppressor or something like that.
Yeah.
But, so okay, Mach 3. So it's traveling at like 18. Like,
it would do no significant damage.
You don't think it would?
No, it would. If it's a grain of sand, it can only put a grain of sand-sized hole. You're talking about something that's going to slide right through a person and put a little pinhole on both sides.
So a 45 round only produces a 45 like caliber size hole?
If it's full metal jacket and it doesn't collapse, yeah.
What about the shockwave?
That comes from hollow points because the round expands and creates a sudden higher area distributing the force.
Yep. Air displacement and such.
But a full metal jacket still collapses.
But a grain can't.
But I thought that was a good movie.
Dude, no.
Yes, it could.
No.
Yes, it could. Like a pliable, malleable metal could definitely.
If it was pliable and malleable, you wouldn't be able to get the grain of sand. Look, the point is, coming from a person who's taken classes on this shit, it is not feasible. That element doesn't exist. Oh. The element that has that kind of material property
element doesn't exist today.
No, elements exist or they don't. There's a finite nuclear reason why
So
certain
what is the
elements
gap
exist.
between what is it, the like 233 on the table?
Oh god, something like that.
Periodic table, it's like 233 and like 200 or so. There's like 30 something, like
It's
the atomic
the
mass.
protons,
yeah, the atomic
electrons,
mass.
neutrons.
There's missing elements in between there.
No.
They have to exist. I mean, like,
Well, yeah,
that's
we
the
know what they
thing.
are. We've
don't know
made
what
them in
they
a
are.
lab. They are. Yes, we do. We've made them in a
Don't
lab.
lie to me, boy.
They're the elements that don't naturally occur, right?
Correct. Well, they naturally
anything after
occur in
iron
supernovas.
doesn't really naturally
Ah,
occur.
da, 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 da. Yes, they do.
Unununium.
That was
is
my
after
favorite.
iron,
Okay.
naturally occurring.
I liked unununium as well.
Okay, here's the issue though. After a certain point
Ammonium.
in atomic weight, elements are not stable and they radioactively decay. It's just a fact. It's
I like
why
how they're
there's
having a scientific discussion and we're like,
there's a limited amount of elements
disclosure,
that are
guys, like,
capable of existing.
I'm only like a physics fanatic. Like, I like physics. I'm an amateur. I appreciate it.
Shut
in
up,
physics.
Thorin.
He's Groot.
Yeah, I just in the background, just called I am Groot.
God damn it.
Kill you.
All right. I concede, James. We cannot have a serious conversation right
Ew.
now. It's not gonna
Apparently,
I mean-
apparently.
I keep doing that. I'm sorry.
It's
Sorry, I exist.
the first like 10 times that we did recordings.
Lol.
we all did.
Common misconception. The sea of stability is not actually stable. It is simply less unstable than
Yeah.
the other elements. They still can only exist within the natural world for fractions of femtoseconds,
Yes.
as opposed to like femto fractions of femtoseconds, which is what everything else around them does. They still won't stay in
Are we
it.
talking about the creation of the universe, like the timetable that happened within the Big Bang?
Yeah, where elements
femtoseconds?
went up to like 800,
Yeah.
and there's I think 46 microseconds that existed. Yeah, atomic masses, like proton numbers that were
Yeah.
in the
It
multiples of
was
hundreds.
ridiculous.
And it was really
Dang.
cool. And then we stopped having incredibly high concentrations of energy to press them in and force the atomic stuff to not decay. And then they
Because
all
we
just
didn't want to explode and not.
I don't understand.
like
I don't
this-
understand why they only told us in physics class that the only element that a star could produce was iron, and that was it.
a star that is the same size as our star. Our
Yeah.
star is going to stop at iron.
Yeah.
But there are
they
larger
did-
stars.
We could understand. They were
That-
like, your mind will be blown by facts and stuff.
But you got to remember though, our star is actually a relatively small one.
Well,
and
it's mediocre. It's like the medium, isn't it?
it's kind of on the smaller end of medium. It's not a dwarf, but
Yeah.
it's also not. I mean, there are stars that literally like
It's gonna become a
That-
red giant, isn't it?
y-
It's not gonna. It's not large enough to supernova, but it's
In-
not.
What, like millions of years, right? It could become.
way
Yeah.
Red.
Don't worry about it.
super distance. You and
Yeah.
everyone you know will have been dead for multiple lifespans.
Everyone
Of
you can ever
humanity.
imagine.
At least multiple lifespans, if not more.
Exactly. But no. So our star is going to stop at iron, but some stars have gone to produce uranium, plutonium, thorium, and things above that. And then when they supernova, those things progressively decay. The
Yeah.
reason we have things that are more nuclear size than iron is because,
because of
other stars that
yeah.
were bigger
Yeah.
were before our system. And now all this being said, I looked at the time and I realized we're actually late for the break. So
Yeah, we are.
Thorin,
Yes.
what's your least favorite MMO? Go quick, and then we're gonna go to the break.
So
You don't like turtles. You
all
lie.
of my Groot and Ent jokes aside, which is a segue into my thing. Actually, Lord of the Rings Online is, to date, my favorite one that I've played for more than like 5 minutes. Because most of the ones that I play for a while are, like I actually like. That one was too. I don't know. It's one of those things like it's probably good, but it definitely was not for me. Just
Gotcha.
the way the gameplay was and everything, I was just like, I don't.
Weren't the horse mechanics like really goofy?
So I was told. I didn't even get that far. I was like,
Worse
I
than
didn't even get to
Elder
a horse.
Scrolls.
I was like, nah. I got
than
like
Elder
half an
Scrolls?
hour and was like, nope.
Dear God. All right. Well, We're going to go ahead and take a break, Internet, so please stay tuned. We'll be back in 5-10 minutes, depending, to talk at you more and hopefully not go into long tirades about material science. And
Because all of you understand that, I'm sure.
so we'll be right back to that.
Love turtles.
Hello, everyone, and we are back from break. And the first thing that I would like to say is, holy shit, we have made it, guys. We have made it because we just got our first spam in the comment section.
What?
From XX Twisted Falcon XX. Hey, check out my podcast. We have spam in the comments.
Falcon Cast.
Yes!
We are on the search profiles, and there are things that are happening, and I can't even, like, the only thing that we're missing at this point is someone stalking one of us and us having to get a restraining order, and then we've really made it.
I'm really tired of that. I don't want to get any more restraining orders, honestly.
Have you just stalked too many people, or?
Yeah, like, I just like Windows.
Is this somebody from that one company you're associated with?
Windows.
I have no idea. I could go and check, but all I know.
Maybe it's Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon himself. Oh,
show your moves.
Punch!
His moves are mighty.
Falcon.
We can't challenge them.
Punch.
Okay, so anyway, as I've stated in the comments, we have 3 primary topics I've planned to talk about on this half, and we'll see how far tangents get us in terms of length. The first one that I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and do them in order. EA, another thing that they've done. If you recall last week, I mentioned about how Sims 2 and all of its expansions are now free on Origin because EA is desperately trying to make people not hate them because they are, in fact, the worst company in America. Yeah. Well, recently...
Like, companies are people, right? And people have souls, so...
Exactly. These are all natural. Yeah.
Logical syllogisms, man. Logical syllogisms.
But so beyond The Sims 2, apparently they don't think that's enough. So what they've now decided to do is the new SimCity, the one that came out and there were all the debacles about, and it was an okay game but didn't really capture the original SimCity. Well, now you can get a free trial of SimCity on Origin. And you can play that without paying for it originally, although I'm pretty sure I already paid for it.
So what happens if you did pay for it? Nothing?
You still have it. You don't have a time limit on your game. You can just be awesome. But for those of us who didn't buy the game, you can get a free trial and enjoy it for like a week or something.
Would you enjoy it for that week?
Honestly, I did sit down and play the game. Oh no, I didn't buy it. I got the beta.
Why would you play The Sims when you can just pay like a flat $30 and play Animal Crossing? And have way more fun. Way more fun.
Crossing.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I don't have an answer for that.
Nintendo knows how to make towns.
What I will say, though, is The Sims 2, I did enjoy a lot. I think The Sims 2 was a very good game, and it is free. That's less than $30. That's, in fact, $30 less than $30.
So... if you torrent, not saying that I would, but I mean, if you did torrent, like Sims 3, it's totally free. Oh, wow. I mean, they have all those expansions and stuff.
It's torrent a game. I want to play it.
We don't do that at all.
No.
I actually never have
I've
Scouts
never
on.
done that.
Nor does the SaR podcast necessarily condone or advise having lots of friends on the internet.
Wait, you don't condone or advise having friends?
Yeah,
Lots of friends that provide you with things.
They're detrimental to your health.
Talk about this at like the
why would you want to
podcast?
play SimCity in the first place? Dude. Exactly. When you can just play Animal Crossing.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying SimCity is a good game. I'm just trying to say that EA is.
They're gonna give you a game that's like 13 years old. Yeah, good for them.
Dude, it's like brand new. Like it less than a year.
Sims 2?
Oh no, Sims 2. Yeah. I'm just saying that they're desperately trying, and at this point, especially after the new thing they've done this week, I just think it's hilarious. I saw that and literally busted out laughing.
Why don't they just like make it to where you don't have to have season passes to get their stuff and just release that when you buy a $60 game? Sorry.
Or not have overly intrusive DRM. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, like, they have a lot of options.
Reflecting River makes a good point, Tim. Can you drive a fire truck in Animal Crossing?
Because there aren't fires in Animal Crossing. Like, why would I need a fire truck if there weren't fires?
No wanton destruction?
I mean, there are bees.
Bees?
That's pretty close to fire, right?
Wait, are there bow and arrows?
No.
Are there arena matches that go on for weeks?
Can you trap your animals in a burning building and watch them die in a fiery death like the grateful bastards they are? No.
Animal Crossing is a little bit more for kids than
because
The
Nintendo
Sims.
does not condone.
Hey, guys,
arson.
there's a mod for that.
They're probably
If there are Animal Crossing mods, they're probably terrible, like made by terrible people who are like, we want to burn little cute furry animals.
Well, yeah,
So
dude,
they
the
made a
other
mod for
townspeople.
none of them do. Reflecting River. No Animal Crossing has fire trucks. None of them. But fire trucks are lame as fuck.
Do they have bee trucks?
It's a good question. Do they have bee trucks that take care of the bees?
No, you just have to kind of run away from the bees.
The bee police.
Or get stung by them. And then everyone makes fun of you for being stung by bees.
What? You're so lame. You were stung by a bee.
Your
They
face
only
looks
fly at like
retard.
25 miles an hour and you run at like 5. Actually, don't.
That's not running. That's a brisk walk.
That's a brisk shot. I will briskly walk away from these bees. Ah!
Yeah, but in The Sims...
Guys, I might break into a power walk. Oh, gosh.
Can you fish? Can you fish in The Sims?
But can you fish?
Can you fish in The Sims? That's a good question. I know you can drown your Sims in The Sims.
Yeah.
Dude, that
How
ladder.
you play to
that
play
ladder,
Splinter Cell
though.
Blacklist, which I bought on Steam. Fuck you, Ubisoft.
Yeah, okay, that's totally valid.
Yeah.
We can't
Yeah.
even knock you for that.
Yeah, Splinter
here-
Cell is just a bad
That's weird.
series of games.
I actually don't think so. I think Splinter Cell is a good. I wouldn't call it a good shooter because it's not a good shooter.
If I wanted to play Splinter Cell, I'd play Metal Gear, and that's it.
That's the RPG fan in you.
Be vengeance.
Because I like better games.
Gauntlet
Games that aren't
Throne.
bad.
No, Splinter Cell is a pretty solid game for the genre that it is.
Solid Snake is pretty solid.
I get it. No, you made that joke too.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
We
I
all
would high
three.
five you, but I'm in another state.
But you can hold your hand up like this, and I can also hold. That was a high five. I looked at your elbow. We hit. It's over. We done. We done high fives.
No, I'm just gonna high five your face.
I'm pretty sure it's just assault,
Oh,
like a Class C misdemeanor.
Tree God, do you remember when I intercepted your high five today? You remember that? Yeah.
Hey.
I
still-
don't think.
It's still
Whoa,
mine.
Tree God, we're on the internet right now. Watch yourself, sir. Watch yourself.
Take a bath. Wash yourself.
God,
But would you have to uninstall my furry Animal Crossing nude mods?
probably.
Dude, if you want to do that, just play Khajiit in Skyrim. Actually, yeah, I think they probably have nude mods on Skyrim.
Oh yeah, they do.
They have.
Okay.
Yes, they
Sidebar.
do.
Sidebar. That
Yeah.
question gets
Everyone
asked.
likes boobs. Bees fly at 15 miles per hour.
Mods. If there are mods for any game you can think of,
There are nude mods.
there are nude mods. It's
Always. The internet's a
because
horrible
people
place.
like naked.
Minecraft nude mods. Oh yeah.
Well, it's because everyone wants to see boobs. I mean, like, I
The
don't
boob,
blame
like B
people.
pixel. Just such a high res.
high-res chats.
Oh, Gauntlet thrown back.
My
Tim, do you
crap.
see Zoso Knight's
If you wanted to
response?
play Metal Gear, you'd watch a movie. You mean Metal
I
Gear
have to
4,
install my furry animal sing nude mods.
where you see the culmination of all of the covert ops actions come into play when spoiler alert,
Covert ear ops.
spoiler alert,
Spoiler.
spoiler alert, Metal Gear 4. Big Boss CQC's Solid Snake into a hug. The most moving cutscene I've ever seen in my entire life. That's the manliest thing I've ever seen.
Hugging your enemy?
No, it's not an enemy. It's like your son, basically. He's like, hey, you're me. And I'm going to show you how to CQC into a hug. Because that's how both of the snakes talk.
I was gonna say, so it's kind of like Batman, but not quite.
It's like Japan Batman. Japan Man.
Japatman.
Japanat man.
Exactly. Okay, so anyway, the point is that I'm getting from the comment section and Tim's speaking that there are many different opinions about Metal Gear and Splinter Cell. What I'm going to say, as someone who is not a fan of either game personally, I know that both Splinter Cell and Metal Gear are very good games for what they are and what they're trying to be. Respect each other.
Splinter Cell and Japanese Splinter Cell.
I'm not saying that anyone's wrong. I'm just giving my subjective opinion that I think Splinter Cell is shit as fuck. And Metal Gear, if you want to go stealthy.
Fair enough.
All right. Anyway, so the question that's coming out of this that I got actually thanks to Zoso Knight, what is, in order of preference, your online video game program things? And I will even include the online program things from consoles because it's not technically compulsory. Like, you can just play solo.
Online video games?
So like Steam, Uplay, Origin, Xbox Live, PlayStation Network.
Oh,
Wii.
Interactive gaming.
Yeah, that kind of crap.
Just in a nutshell.
Rank them.
Got you covered, bruh.
Give me your best and your worst. Go.
Are we just doing like the...
Hey, who's starting this one?
I don't care.
I will.
Are we just doing like the extremes, like best and worst online plays?
You can have a discussion, man. We got time.
Okay.
We do got time for that. So for me, Steam is at the top. Origin, the only reason I've used Origin is to play Mass Effect 3. So I don't really have any experience with Origin. Don't know, much about it. I know it's EA, so I know probably how you guys feel about it. But just as kind of having a meh opinion of EA, just like, meh, I don't know enough about you to hate you yet. But Origin is meh. I think they're trying to be Steam, and Steam does Steam better. So it's just a thing. Uplay, I didn't even know existed until Zoso mentioned it. So nothing about that. And then really, honestly, the only other thing I actually have online experience with because of Super Smash Bros. Brawl is the Nintendo online network or whatever it's called, which was buggy as crap back when I was doing it. So that would be the lowest for me personally. That's just my rankings.
The Nintendo Wii setup.
Yeah, it was before Wii U, so it could be better now, but.
If I recall correctly, not really.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know.
It's not something I follow very closely, but I have not heard good things.
Like extraordinary things or something.
Exactly. So next it is Tim.
So we're talking about gaming interfaces, correct?
Correct.
All right, I'm gonna go with consoles, just because that's probably not going to be talked about by the other two of you. With consoles, I'm going to have to go with PlayStation, just because they like PSN. The PSN I think is a fantastic product model. They incorporated what Xbox did with the subscription fee, but then they gave you the perks for subscribing. They were like, all right, well, you get this free content, you get these avatars, you get this game, blah blah blah, and it just makes it more accessible to like recreational gamers, not like hardcore gamers. It's more likely for a person to play a console game as opposed to a PC game. And then whenever they're a bit more dedicated to their console, they're going to pay that $50 annual fee. And then whenever PlayStation, assessed that fee, they were like, all right, well, you get these games to play. Like Borderlands 2 was, I think, one of the ones that was in this year. They've given so many games, like Arkham Asylum, Borderlands 2, BioShock Infinite was one, Tomb Raider, the new remake of Tomb Raider. They've just given out so many ridiculously good games, and
that's impressive.
They set the product model for online subscriptions. They like set the standard, and Xbox copied them. Like it's just straight up. There's no way to put it other than Xbox emulated what they did because it just had so much success.
I was gonna say, hey, successful product model, right?
Oh yeah. It's not a bad idea. I would have done it if been in their shoes. But Nintendo,
like Rock Band and Guitar Hero.
Nintendo really doesn't have that because they don't charge subscription fees. I mean, they have the Wii U. I feel like Nintendo is more about like a close knit multiplayer as opposed to like the online multiplayer. Like knowing the person rather than just running into, which makes sense since it's like a console for young and older people. Like a bunch of kids. Like kids don't want to run into just random kids online. They want to play with their friends or whatever. Well, see, with Pokemon, the new Pokemon X and Y, the battles that you have are you battle anyone from anywhere, and there's no real sort of ranking system. I mean, there is ranked, but I mean, there's no sort of ranking system that most people play on, and it's pretty cool. I mean, you get raffle stomped sometimes by like some pro people, but you live and learn.
That happened.
Also, another online game that I've played from Nintendo is Monster Hunter. The newest Monster Hunter is very, very fun, and you can just go in with anybody, and it's not like a subscription fee or anything like that. You just join a random lobby and just kill monsters with people, and that's pretty fulfilling. I think that if we're paying $60 for a game, we shouldn't have to pay an online subscription, honestly. But I mean, Oh, and another thing that I do have a qualm with console games is we're paying multiple $100s for a console, and we're having to subscribe a yearly fee most of the time to play online. But like retailers actually can't sell the systems for more than the price that the distributor sets.
Yep.
So if it's a little known fact, like if GameStop, for instance, GameStop is selling the PlayStation 4 at $400. They're not actually making any profit off of that. They're just actually a supplier for that. They make no money off of that.
Yep.
They make money off of the games and the other things that they sell with the system.
And Sony makes next to no profit as well.
And stuff like that. It's really weird how that works. And I guess
it's an investment. Like if you buy a console, you're gonna buy games for it. So I guess they're gonna make all the profit on the games.
To retract my previous statement, I think the yearly monthly subscription is actually how they're making their money.
It is.
That's another reason.
It's annoying, but it is how they're making their money, which
so that they can make more games and
is another reason that I argue that we should all switch to PC gaming. Because then they don't have to supply us with our console. We do that ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. True
story. They can just make money by making games.
Games!
That is good incentivizing in order to make better games.
Yep.
Yeah. So Sony actually makes most of its money off of insurance, by the way.
Yep, it does. It's
a little known fact. Their biggest, their biggest I can't even think of the word. The way they make the most money is games. What is it?
Their biggest profit.
Yeah,
Their largest profit lies.
Largest profit is from insurance.
Sony Insurance.
Well, because you got to think, Sony does not produce games en masse like Nintendo and Microsoft do. Both of them have their consoles, have their subscriptions, and then also have game studios. Sony really doesn't. There's only a few games that Sony helps put out as a company.
Yeah.
So they're not making money on games.
Makes sense.
So they sell insurance.
Makes sense. Might as
They
well,
sell
right?
insurance, and they make sure the console never breaks, so they don't have to fulfill anything except for a very rare circumstance. Everyone feels very well taken care of, and it's almost no cost to them.
Huh.
It's a really good business model, and they're doing fine with it.
Yeah. The American capitalistic society is actually built off of insurance and
In some ways, yeah.
Yeah,
True risk management.
insurance and gift cards is actually I'm getting really tangential right now, but gift cards are ridiculous. If you buy gift cards, you're just throwing money away, and millions of people buy them because that 8 cents that you leave on the gift card you're never gonna spend. That's 8 cents that they never had to
pay. Yeah,
pay.
it's true.
And that happens millions of times, and that adds up.
Or the people at Olive Garden that pay.
It's guaranteed money for them also
Yeah,
that they've already made.
it's true, and all
So
I have to do is provide service later.
If you're buying gifts for anyone, don't buy them gift cards.
Cash. If you don't want to think for the gift, cash.
Yep.
Yes.
Anyway, though, so my ranking, Tim was correct. I'm not going to deal with consoles, especially after he went through such a thorough description of them.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. That was really good. You definitely have the console market locked down.
Yep.
The way that I'm going to order it is Steam, obviously, because Valve runs it well.
Because Valve. Yeah.
Yeah, Valve's awesome. There's no two ways about it. Then, surprisingly, as much as I do hate on EA, I am going to go with Origin as a second. And it is for, I don't know the actual technical specs behind it, though Lulz seems to with the better library manager. But Origin as an actual program, I actually do think is better than Steam. It's much smoother, cleaner, and nicer. And were it not run by EA, I would be using it exclusively. The problem is it is run by EA, so it's
It is
terrible.
run by EA, so it's terrible.
Exactly. But and then at the bottom of the list is Uplay, because it's run by Ubisoft, who isn't EA, but they're also not that good at doing things. They're not willfully evil. They're just kind of lawful stupid.
Lawful stupid. My new favorite phrase.
It's just Uplay. I have sat down and tried to use Uplay because I was like, no, it'll be fine because then I can play Assassin's Creed better. And no, it is so bad. They should never have made it. They should have just continued to produce games and nothing else.
I'm sorry, but
You tried so hard.
I played the first Assassin's Creed for 3 hours and could not bring myself to ever play any Assassin's Creed game ever again.
I got through 3 of them, and then I kind of haven't. It got old.
My qualm with Assassin's Creed was all right, you go through the first little cycle before you get the next weapon. You have to follow this person, you have to steal something from them, and you have to sit on a lookout, and then you have to do everything all over again, just with a new weapon.
Yeah. Game extension, man. Gotta love it.
So the entire game was a game extension?
Pretty much. Assassin's Creed 1 was an hour of story with 7 hours of filler. I'm not gonna lie, it was.
Dang.
You guys talking about Uplay, Steam? Just who has better deals than Steam Summer Sale? Or
No one.
yeah,
Seriously, though.
I mean, think about that.
That's another thing that
They do
just
that
keep me
for
with-
us.
Their sales are legendary.
They do that for us.
No,
It's
no,
not
they do that for them.
and
I
us.
dropped
And us.
$150 on the Steam Summer Sale. They do that for them. They made
They do rake it in.
Because
really
like
do.
Valve makes a percentage of all of the games, of all of the money that they bring
Sell.
in.
But what other company is doing sales like that ludicrous? Those
No
are
one.
ludicrous deals. You know that. You know you're making as much of a profit in gaming as they are in money.
Oh, I'm fully aware of that. But
Oh, yeah.
that $150 I spent on the Steam summer sale, I hadn't spent that much on Steam in the previous, like, between the last summer sale and that one, I had not spent $150. And then the summer sale hit, and I was like, take my money! Oh God, just take it!
Made it rain.
So Steam made a massive profit on me. It's definitely in their best interest.
And then Steam gives you gifts. Like you can
Yes. Oh my God. I love it so much. Steam is wonderful.
good guy Steam. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Good guy, Steve.
I love Steam. I would definitely put Steam as my top, but my bottom I would have to go with Impulse.
What the?
Impulse.
Impulse. Have none of you guys dealt with Impulse?
No, never.
Don't. It's what Sins of a Solar Empire runs off of. It's what the game Demigod runs off of. If you didn't get it on Steam,
Impulse software.
Impulse sucks badly.
Developers,
And
Oh,
GameStop.
what about BattleNet? No one's mentioned BattleNet.
I loved BattleNet. I thought that it was fine.
dude. But it's only for like 4 games, so
Yeah.
it's for
Oh,
4
it's
games.
not
It's perfectly
The,
functional.
the reason that I disliked Impulse so much at the beginning is because originally, and they've changed their concept, but I still just haven't gotten over it. Originally, Impulse was set up so that if you were not signed into the Impulse client, it wouldn't let you play your game, which meant that you could not play single-player games that you bought for Impulse if you didn't have internet access.
So like Xbox
So-
Live.
Yeah,
I
like
feel
the
like a lot of
single-player
people have
games.
made this-
Like Xbox Live.
Ah.
Does anyone
But here's the thing: is that this was like, I don't know. I was like a freshman in high school when this happened, so this was like
This
a
is
long
eternity
time ago.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
like one of the original companies to screw it up, and
I don't know why
people
you
have
keep
still
making
been
this
doing it
mistake.
since then. And I'm just like, why? Why would you continue to think that way?
Guys, history. Only it's like, 10 years ago or
Yeah.
5 years ago
Dude.
or whatever. It was like, it didn't happen that long ago, and you're still making the same mistake.
Yeah, and it's like, come on, Impulse. There's a reason nobody knows what Impulse is. There's a reason it never became popular.
Oh,
Yep.
I don't think Impulse exists anymore. I'm pretty sure they migrated everything from Impulse over to Steam.
Oh, it makes sense.
As I'm looking at like different forums on the interwebs, it seems to be what everyone's pointing to. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure Impulse is dead.
GameStop?
Impulse was eaten.
Oh my God, I
What?
totally forgot about the GameStop client.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, new ranking. All the same order that I had before, and then the crappy ass GameStop client. Even Uplay is better.
You know it's above the GameStop one?
What?
The Adult Swim fucking gaming site.
It's true.
Swim gaming site?
Yeah.
I don't think I want to know.
That's where like robot
www.adultswimgames.com.
Unicorn came from, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the name of the
Really?
game? Yeah.
Yeah,
that came
okay.
from- that's an Adult Swim game.
I mean, it makes sense, but I never played that. Like, all of my friends were playing. I was like, no.
Impulse was a digital distribution multiplayer platform originally developed by Stardock to succeed Stardock Central. It was purchased by GameStop in 2011 and was subsequently rebranded as the GameStop PC Downloads, with the client being
Gotcha.
renamed the GameStop app. As of April 2014, the client has been discontinued entirely.
Yep.
So it's literally like the worst piece of crap.
This year, it got discontinued because it was such a piece of shit.
Oh, dear.
Hockey mushroom.
I don't know.
By the way, GameStop has had
I
their
approve
jimmies
you.
rustled so hard this year because not only has Walmart planned to do trades on used electronics and video games, Target has also adapted that product model. So they are pay attention to as a consumer, I would advise you to pay attention to GameStop's deals this fiscal year, because they're going to be ridiculous. Because
They're gonna die.
my assessment of what's going to happen is in the next 2 years they're probably going to go bankrupt.
Yep.
Go the way of
wouldn't
Blockbuster.
surprise me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You don't have any like ties to GameStop, do you?
I used to work there.
No, I mean like, do you still have any personal ties to GameStop?
Oh no.
Okay, good. Because if this was like insider trading crap, then I would punch you because now we're accessories.
Oh yeah. I would not do that to you. I'm
I
just
would
like,
walk out.
as a former employee. Like
I have one door in between the two of us, and it is that direction. And I would
have-
walk through that door and beat the crap out of you
you
if
have
you just
3
got me
doors.
stuck.
3 doors because there's your room, or the room to the bathroom, and then the bathroom door.
That's true.
So you wouldn't even know
All
where
I have to
there's
do is
3
go
doors.
through my door.
Yeah, that's
We're
an
not
option,
saying that
but
you have to go through 3 doors. We're saying there are 3 doors.
you could approach from 3 different directions.
2 different directions.
What's behind door number 1? Not your beating.
God, okay, so next topic we're going to switch to really quick. It's the science topic for the week. I know we already had a science discussion. This one will not be
What?
nearly as long.
We did?
Yeah, like all about materials and nuclear like construction and crap.
I am Groot.
I will stab you, I swear to God.
Yes,
So-
Tarian, it died in 2014.
The
Sorry, just-
SpaceX, which is a private spacefaring company that's been trying to make space flights and glorious stuff like that for a
Space.
long time,
Go to
has
space.
I will stab you. has bought and is currently like starting the initial stages of constructing a vertical launch platform. So basically, like a space rocket launch platform in Texas. So there's going to be a privately owned, non-military facility that people can use to launch crap into space.
That was me raising the roof for Texas, for all of you who don't know. 'Cause I'm Texan as fuck.
But yeah, no, they have it in Texas simply because it's close to the equator, which gives
Johnson Space Center, motherfucker.
you advantages in terms of energy for launching things into orbit.
Oh yeah, that's totally why.
That is literally why.
Also because it's Texas, but
Not because everything's bigger here or anything.
It's not. That's why like Cape Canaveral is where the United States launched from, because it's more south and therefore better.
Don't lie to me.
I'm not. I'm telling you real facts about science and orbital mechanics.
real facts.
Conspiracy theorist.
You're just trying to take my goods.
Yeah.
Jeez. So anyway, what do you all think about the fact that in like 10 years you might be able to pay an exorbitant amount of money to launch whatever the hell you wanted into space, barring international treaty issues?
May I have the first say?
Oh, you may.
It's about fucking time.
It's only been 60 years.
Yeah. It's about time.
Seriously though.
Why can't I just send a dildo into space?
This is your goal.
Those Martians need to know these things.
Martian
about our
Manhunter.
anatomy.
Look, Martian Manhunter is very lonely being the last Martian.
Sully this.
All I have to say is space, space. Want to go to space? Want to see it all? Space.
Want to see me? Bad scope. Space.
Okay, but I mean, like, Voyager 2 is the only spacecraft that has any like art on it whatsoever, which
Yes.
by in my opinion is the defining characteristic of the civilization of mankind. Like
Is culture.
our culture
Yep.
is our ability to produce art,
Zombies.
which is a like subjective way of producing our feelings and emotions and things like that. It's one of our like crowning achievements in my opinion. So for other people to, I mean, sure, like Beethoven's out there, but there's a lot of other great things that this world has to offer. And I think that this is an awesome chance for everyone to be able to put a little bit of themselves out there.
This is how
You know?
Skrillex can launch some of his.
No, that
wonderful-
motherfucker's banned from using that. I already talked to somebody in Texas. I've got, we're close. Texans are close, and
No,
That-
Skrillex
that-
is gonna set up
that's
an old
slanty.
'90s modem. Like it'll be fine.
that slanty-haired motherfucker's not sending nothing up there. We're gonna talk about it.
All I have to say on the matter is too much trash in your face. There's plenty of space out in space.
There's already a lot of trash. There's already a lot of trash out there.
I mean, luckily, there was that big scare about how like we were gonna have a gigantic junk pile in orbit, and people accurately mentioned that there's like thousands of separate objects floating in orbit, which is not untrue. We've launched so many satellites as a planet, and they're almost all in equatorial orbit.
The moon gravity. Just saying.
So, Thorin, did you catch the Wally reference?
Yeah, I did.
Is that why you're clapping?
That's why I was like,
Is there like a light you can turn on that will illuminate the back porch?
You're just slowly disappearing.
Oh, illuminate the back porch? I thought you said eliminate. I was like...
Yeah, you know, you're gonna like turn on an outside lamp and everything is just gonna be gone.
Michael Bay style, it's gonna explode.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna walk away from it unscathed.
But he's not gonna look at it because cool guys don't look at explosions.
I was gonna say, oh man, that guy blew up my thing and he didn't even look at the explosion. But I'm not scared.
But really though, do you have like a light you can turn on for the outside?
Well, we're gonna be done here soon.
Truth be told, I don't know how to turn it on. I can adventure over that
like
direction.
a boss. No, don't worry about it, man. We'll be done relatively soon.
Okay. You don't like how I'm just like kind of a disembodied head with like a tree above my face?
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. It's pretty...
There you are.
It's pretty sexy.
That too.
Zosonite,
Don't
and I
shake your head at
quote,
me.
"Sweet, can't wait for hippies to launch a dong made of horseshoes into space." Neither can I. Now that you've said that, I cannot wait. That is going to be one of the highest moments of my life when the horseshoe dong makes it into
There's
space.
gonna be like
One of the highest or one of the highest?
collective movement in Austin, Texas, where all these hipsters are gonna like meld together all this trash into the shape of a fucking wiener and just send it into orbit.
I was doing it before it was cool.
By the way, if anyone here has never been to Texas, anyone watching this anyways, don't go to Austin because
Why not?
you'll probably get robbed. Your stuff will probably get broken into. There's a
Fair
lot
enough.
of pretentious hipsters, and you can find way better bars in Houston.
That's why we pull out our guns. I mean, what?
So there are some apparently interesting political tensions in Texas.
Austin is like, what is it? Not Spokane. What is the place with all the hipsters that are really pretentious in Washington? Yeah, Seattle. Yeah, it's like the Seattle of Washington. Don't go there.
Fair enough. It's the Seattle of Washington.
It's just way hotter.
This is Seattle,
way
Texas.
Yeah, it's the
The
Seattle of
Portland
Texas.
of Texas.
I was just sitting there going, yes.
Everything will be made of bugs.
It's like the Austin of Texas. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, the Austin of Texas.
So I'm excited for it just because I feel like there are a lot of private engineering firms that will be driven by, at least at first, by actually probably always by profit.
Yeah.
But because there will actually be a method for them to launch these vehicles as opposed to like
Restrictions?
yeah. People, well, for instance, one of the moons, we've spoken about this in the past, I think it's Europa, one of the moons of Jupiter, yeah, is like made of crude oil.
Yeah.
It's like straight up. And as we are progressively running out of oil, though it will take us many, many decades to run out completely, and the more we find, every year, etc. An entire moon made of crude oil is a lot more.
Wouldn't the energy expended to make it to Europa and to harvest said crude oil and travel
Then they have
back
to use
be
it all
less...
to get back. Guys, we made it back and we have nothing.
Well, you don't see. Here's the thing. What they might be able to do is create like a station in orbit around Europa that would be capable of refining the fuel there.
It is fine.
That's like making a spaceship to no, not even like that. That's like developing a train to fucking run. I can't even think of a good analogy. That's just so dumb.
The point is
so dumb. It's like
Why?
There's a way to get positive net energy out of it.
Let's make nuclear energy to fucking run our steam-powered engines. Like, go to foreign
Nuclear
moons.
steam power.
They got trees and shit that we can cut down and send it back to Earth and fucking set that shit on fire.
Okay, Mort. Future past. Nuclear powered steam wagons.
No.
It's happening now.
As your official science advisor, no.
No.
If they're doing steampunk, they do not understand nuclear technology. No.
Nuclear technology.
I will cut you.
Nuclear?
So anyway,
Let's literally and figuratively.
but no, it is possible to get a positive net energy generation out of it. It is very complicated, but it is a thing that can be done, and you don't have to burn your rocket the entire way. Like, gravity assists are a thing. You can use them to accelerate you and decelerate you.
Yeah, let's make a $3 billion mission to fucking Europa. That's me being generous. Like,
Hey, look.
maybe $30
Whoa.
billion
Sir,
mission to Europa.
as we get better at it, it gets cheaper. Just like with plasma screens from the past. Like, LCDs used to cost like $10,000. Now you can buy them for like $100.
And low-level prostitution.
Exactly. Currently, it costs billions of dollars.
In the 10 years of implementation that it takes us to develop a space station and a viable way to travel to Europa and harvest said crude oils and bring them back, we could have just developed another type of technology to run our shit.
Like warp drive, which we're working on.
Yeah, the Mexican guy.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Mexican what?
Yeah, it's a Mexican physicist who
Seriously?
yeah.
That's pretty legit.
He came up with the
Wait, like
Oh, yeah, I
Mexico
remember
is
that.
developing warp drive, or he just had
No,
a
it's NASA.
Mexico as a government.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like in Mexico. I was like, huh? Mexico is developing warp drive.
No, it's a
Nuclear's
NASA
not
scientist.
steam power. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's like developing nuclear power to go
Nuclear steam.
fuel an expedition to go collect trees to
Okay, look, Zoso Knight, I'm going to throw this out here. Technically, yes, you're correct. A nuclear reactor does superheat water to steam to run a turbine. However, if you are doing a steampunk, like straight up old school coal-burning locomotives that is running steam through pipes to pressure push the wheels moving forward, which is what steampunk friggin' is, you are not going to be able to produce a like 12-story gigantic nuclear tower and the requisite technology to make sure it stays at exactly critical mass, which is what's required for nuclear. You're probably not even going to know that uranium is radioactive.
yeah. I
Like,
mean,
those
Which
you could
leagues
completely
apart.
misconstrue everything that we were just talking about, or you could pay attention to the actual conversation.
Which, just to give you guys context, or the internet context, I'm writing a book that's like a steampunk-ish magical world type thing. So Mort is my unofficial science advisor for that.
The person who's making sure
So I
that the
was just
science is
messing with
actually
him.
like holding
Plausible?
true-ish to steampunk. Like
Yeah, plausible
BS.
science. Yeah, plausible BS. Exactly, plausible BS. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you throw magic into the mix, you get to cheat a little bit, which is nice.
Yeah, you do.
But nuclear
Runes,
technology
man.
does not fit, like, at all.
For
Nuclear
synopsis-
runes.
A synopsized version of what I was saying, that's like developing nuclear fission to fucking power a fucking steam engine.
It's
stupid. It's stupid.
Dude, I'd rather just create a steam cannon at that point. The amount of water that'd be coming out, you could probably just cut something in half with that. Just cut a mountain in half.
all right. Well, anyway, as we're about to come to a close here, we've got one last topic, and that is that Studio Ghibli, the studio that had, I suppose, Hayao Miyazaki, the man who made Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke, and
So
many
sad
other
that's
films.
Nino Kuni.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
Don't forget that was a moving game, a very good game.
My Neighbor Totoro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new Secret World of Ariete, Kiki's Delivery Service, all of these things that are integral parts of my childhood.
Yep.
Studio Ghibli is, quote, restructuring.
Because no more Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah, so they don't have that anymore. which basically he was Studio Ghibli. Let's be honest.
Yep. Isn't it his son or something, right?
I have no idea.
I think they said like his son was gonna try to take over or something. That was rumor I heard anyway. So it could be a rumor, could be a thing.
All I know is what's been happening over the last few days is that there were rumors that Studio Ghibli was going to shut down permanently, and then they were saying no, it's fine, and they were saying no, it's going to shut down, and eventually Studio Ghibli had to come out and like official press statement, we're restructuring. We'll let you know how that pans out, which basically is like a businessy way of saying we're gonna fire a lot of people and we're not gonna be the same studio anymore. We may not even exist in 6 months.
I was gonna say they'll probably just rename it.
So
Do all that jazz.
Along with Hayao Miyazaki leaving the world of animation, which is a travesty to the world of animation, we may also be losing Studio Ghibli. How does everyone feel about that?
I mean, like you said, Studio Ghibli, Hayao Miyazaki was Studio Ghibli, basically. Like, he was kind of the face, the main man behind a lot of, the bigger ideas in the movies and stuff. He was kind of their main man. So having it without him would feel, I don't think it'd feel the same. I don't know. So I feel like if they did, kind of restructure, like, oh gosh, I still have a hand. It's weird. If they did like restructure, kind of become a new thing, as long as they're still, producing some really good stuff, I think I'd be okay with that. Probably be different, but different sometimes is good. As an anime nerd, that is my assessment.
I don't know. I kind of feel like the same way of like Akira Toriyama, the guy that did Dragon Ball. He did all the he did Chrono Cross, Chrono Trigger.
I actually didn't know that.
Dragon Quest. Like if he stopped making things, I would be very upset about it. Because for me, that's like what got me into anime, like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z was.
Akira Toriyama.
Yeah.
Please support the official release.
I don't know. The only thing that I don't know. I don't really have a really good opinion on this because he only really did art on Spirited Away, to me anyways, like Spirited Away and Kiki's Delivery Service, and it wasn't very influential to me. I don't know. I just don't really have a really good opinion on...
Basically, you're not a huge Studio Ghibli fan, so if they disappear, you're not going to notice too much.
You're just like...
It's not that I'm not going to notice or not going to care. It's just... It wasn't my thing. Like, for me, Akira Toriyama was more influential to me.
Fair enough.
I had to ask who the hell Studio Ghibli was, so... It means next to nothing to me. I was definitely a Toriyama kid.
Yeah.
I was definitely a Ghibli kid. And when Hayao quit, it was sad. And then when he came back to make The Wind Rises, I watched the hell out of that movie.
You know what I like is he has a lot of female protagonists.
Yeah.
That's something that is not very common, especially in Japanese culture.
Oh, definitely not in Japanese culture, yeah.
I really appreciate that, and I can say that like that's going to be missed, and I hope that the torch is carried on by someone else.
Well, I think we're starting to see more of that in like more modern animes that are coming out. So I think that's starting to happen a little bit more. But yeah, in the past we haven't seen that much except for him. So
Ghost in a Shell.
Yeah.
That was a good one. A Ruby by the Rooster Teeth guys, right?
Yeah.
Which the new season, they just released the first episode.
Ruby, I don't know if you guys have looked into that, is a fantastic short anime. It's really, really cool. The
shotgun
weapon
nunchucks that turn into the staff. The shotgun staff.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, shotgun punches. I mean, seriously.
Okay, her shotgun gauntlets are the most realistic weapon in that show.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that I can actually imagine
You can see
functioning.
happening.
Yeah,
We
I mean,
talked about that in our Fate session today, actually.
yeah, it would be really rough it'd be like firing the 500 Magnum, but it's a thing that could work.
500 Magnum when you punch things. 100% forward, 5,000% back.
Yeah, just rip your arm right off. Like,
Well, I mean, you have to think about it. Like you're putting in a set amount of force whenever you're punching something, so the recoil would actually just like
offset.
repel that. Yeah, you would punch a little less and blow faces off a little.
Blow faces off a little more.
Indeed.
I'm okay with. That's okay.
All right, well,
Also, don't cut her hair. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, don't do that.
Cut her hair.
Don't do that.
I'm going to have to cut it off because we've been going for a very long time. So thank you all for watching. This has been the SaR Podcast. Once again, I'm SaR Mortinian, this host on my channel here, so you can find me on YouTube right here for gaming videos and other fun things like that. You can also find me on Twitter and Facebook at SaR Mortinian.
I don't know who you're pointing at. I'm assuming it's me.
Yes, it's you.
Okay. Because I can't see Jack Dick.
Who's that?
Hi, I'm SaR Tree God. You see me all the time. You know where to find me. YouTube, Facebook, not Twitter. Fuck Twitter. So, yeah. Next up.
So, I am SaR Thorin, the Disembodied Head. You can find me in such films as Harry Potter. Just all of them.
What?
For those of you who get that reference,
Yes.
thank you. So you can find me on YouTube, SaR Thorin. You can find me in these lovely gentlemen's vids, and I'm hoping to actually maybe do like an anime podcast or something, just brainstorming. So that could be a thing.
You're
If
thinking
interested
about
in
it.
that, check it out. All I need is a tripod. That's all I need. And I
They
can do
call me tripod. Me llamo este Mateo Montego. Me gusta queso. Bye bye.
Thank you all for watching.